Hey guys, welcome back. This is the Bitcoin market review for October the 25th, 2022. And as usual, before we get into the price section and the setups, we look at the economic calendar for yesterday. And we can see we had a high impact news event at 10 a.m. yesterday for US dollar. And here at 9:59 a.m. we had a medium impact news event for US dollar. So around 10 a.m. we expect some volatility. And 10 a.m. is right where we had a little bit of a consolidation here. That's a 10 a.m. candle, and then with a little bit of consolidation with some liquidity, higher volatility and some liquidity right here from 10 to 10:45 a.m. and then price continues the up move afterwards. So here price, or like the high impact news events, messed a little bit with price. As you can see here, 1:55, then the 10 a.m. like we go a little bit up, down, push above, and once again drop down, once below like this low right here, and then price finally continues upwards. So here the high impact news event just infused some volatility into the market and let it go up down a bit, and yeah, just pushed some players out of the market as it looked like it would be going down here. And once again here prior to then really shooting off into the distance. And what price action did yesterday was basically to run a lot of highs. You see all the highs over here, so that's the first one it ran, second one it ran, and like these highs it ran them, ran that high, ran this high, and left these highs still open. So it's very close to these to these highs right here. And yeah, but it ran a lot of highs right here. It took a lot of liquidity up here, and yeah, so that's basically what price action did yesterday. Pretty clean price movement and a real nice uptrend. And now I'm gonna show you some setups prior to the up run and then in the up run. And the first setup is a 5-minute setup, and it's actually like the ideal setup to catch the whole up move, and it is right in here from this low to this high. Right here we can see this high broke a couple of other highs, like first one is this one, and it even broke this high. So we have a shift in market structure. From here on we are expecting higher prices. Further, we can see that there is a fair value gap right down here. It's quite a small one, but still, it's a fair value gap, and we draw it out. And so we can see price pushes down again into a discount, repricing the fair value gap and touching this down close candle. As you can see, the bodies of these candles respect the body of this candle, which is the order block. Price touches it, interacts with the order block, and then it starts to shoot off. Like here 840, that's where the uptrend starts, and price starts to reprice higher heavily. So this was the ideal setup to catch pretty much the bottom of the whole move. And yeah, just a nice setup on the 5-minute. And from the 5-minute we drop down to the 1-minute, because there have been some setups with which, if you would have missed this setup, there were some entries along the way where you could have entered and caught a part, or like caught most of this move. And the first one is right here. So after price ran up and took out this high, we can see first with a consolidation, then another push higher, breaking this high with a fair value gap left behind right here, and price then comes back down, reprices this fair value gap, touches this down close candle right here, while price moves into a discount, interacts with this down close candle with the order block, and then it continues higher. So that was a nice setup on the 1-minute. If you would have missed the nice 5-minute setup, this is where you could have caught the up move. So that was the first setup pretty much, and now we go up to the 3 minute because closely follows another setup right here. Right in here is where we just looked at a setup. Then price continues higher. Here prints a couple of down candles. We don't expect price to go below these, so when price moves through them once again, we are still expecting higher prices. We have a fair value gap right here in a discount. Price then comes back down, fully reprices this fair value gap, touches the order block or interacts with the order block right here, and then shoots off once more. So here we can see price is heavily repricing higher. You can see that when big up candle, price drops down quite quickly and doesn't stay here very long. It interacts with the order block once, twice, and then it shoots off into the distance. So it doesn't want to go down. It just interacts with the order block to get some more liquidity, and then it shoots off into the distance. So another nice setup. And this is still pretty much on the bottom of the whole move. Like we are in here and the move goes all the way up here. So this is still like at the bottom of the move. And right after this, we have a little bit of consolidation, and that's right around the 10 a.m. news event. And we actually have a setup, or like the 10 a.m. news event gives a setup. So this is where we just looked at price. So this was pretty much our setup on the 3 minute. Actually, we can see it also works on the 5 minute with a down close candle here. This was the up move which left behind a fair value gap on the 3 minute. And then price comes down, touches this order block on the 5 minute perfectly. If you look at the body of this candle and the body of this candle, they don't overlap. So this down close candle respects the order block perfectly, and then price shoots off higher. And here we can see price leaves behind a nice fair value gap right here. And if we draw out the fib tool from the low to, we take this high right here. Price drops back down into a discount. So it goes into the fair value gap, like below the center of the fair value gap, into a discount. Then it shoots back up, breaking the high, coming back down to a discount once more, or like perfectly touching the discount line, or the equilibrium line, the 0.5 line, and then it shoots off in distance. So another nice entry on the 5 minute. So what we had was a entry into 1 minute around here, around 9 a.m. Then an entry or setup on the 3 minute, and which is also supported on the 5 minute right here at like 9:30 a.m. and then a 5 minute setup at 10 a.m. And they're all pretty much on the bottom of the whole move. Like if we now zoom out a bit, like we're still in this area right here, and the move goes on all the way up here to here. So they're pretty much at the bottom. And yeah, very nice setups. And now we go back to the 1 minute and look at some other setups a little bit higher up, but still quite nice upside. And the next setup is right here. We have a little bit of consolidation right here, and then price goes up further, breaking this high and continuing the uptrend. So we expect higher prices, and price then comes back down into a discount, going into this fair value gap and touching the fair value gap below. Actually, I'm gonna draw it out like so. You can see price comes back down into a discount, like fills the upper fair value gap, fills the lower fair value gap, and there's a tiny fair value gap down here which it doesn't get to. But what it also does is interact with the down close candles right here, or with this down close candle. Probably on a higher time frame. Yes, on a higher time frame you can see we have this down close candle right here. Well, pretty much, let's say these two down close candles. These are order block. Price touches them, and then it shoots off. And under 1 minute, it's not just one candle, but it's actually the down candle, which already interacts with the down close candles. Then this candle goes down a little bit further, interacts with the order block once again, before repricing higher heavily. And then we have here, that's the lunch consolidation right here, which we can see. And we actually have a setup right at the beginning of lunch on the 5-minute chart. And it's basically just this up move and then the drop down into a discount. But I'm going to show that to you on the 5-minute. So we're right here. This is where we just looked at a setup. So this down close candle was the candle which touched the order block. There's also do that here on the 5-minute. And now we take the fib tool from this low, which just formed, to this high up here. And we have a fair value gap right here. Actually, we can draw it to the low of this candle because this candle goes a little bit lower. So we have price running up, and then this is the launch consolidation. Price comes down into a discount. Zoom in so you can see it better. Goes below the low of this candle into the fair value gap. Reprices higher. Still consolidates as we are still during lunch hour, then drops back down into a discount once more prior to then going higher after lunch. So it drops down at like 12:45, and then here at like this is 12:55, and then at 1 p.m. it starts to go higher. Or it breaks this high and then continues the repricing higher. And yeah, very nice setups, and that's basically all the setups to catch the move higher. I mean, I suppose this can be seen as one right here. But it's right at the end of the up move, you know. So we again have from the low to the high, price comes back down into a discount, touches the fair value gap, and then reprices higher once more. And then like this is the top for yesterday. Okay, so yeah, that has been all the clean setups from yesterday. All long setups, which makes sense as price repriced higher heavily yesterday. So being on the long side was definitely the correct side. And yeah, I hope you enjoyed it. And before I close this video, I just want to point out, yes, there is a short setup right here, but as I'm just gonna draw it out for you right here. You can see price drop down, left behind a fair value gap, price comes up, interacts with this up close candle perfectly. You know, you can see the bodies of these candles respect the body of this candle. So it respects the order block perfectly and then drops down once more, taking out this low. But why I do not find this journalable is we had like price repriced higher heavily. So taking a short setup is not a high probability setup, as price is looking for higher prices. You know, it's really pushing upwards. So it just doesn't really make sense to journal a down or a short setup on such a day. But I just wanted to point it out to you. And yeah, with this we have reached the end of this video. That has been all the setups from yesterday. I hope you enjoyed them. If you did, leave a like. If you didn't, don't leave a like. And yeah, if you have any suggestions, if there's anything you want to see in this channel, just tell me down in the comment section below. And yeah, I hope you have a nice day. I hope you're well. And yeah, I hope I see you again. Bye.